Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome today to this our continuous discussion on Gita Gyan. Today is 11th September. Okay, 11th September 2024, Wednesday, and we gathered here to discuss on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, on a very auspicious day, Radhastami. Okay, so today is the day that Mother Radharani appeared, and on this day, as I said, I think I shared in the group that whenever on this auspicious day, when we pray, especially when we read Bhagavad Gita on this auspicious day, it is very, very auspicious. All right. So any kind of, even we won't be defeated by what do you call enemies and all this, right? Let me see the quote again. So it says, Yo dite Vishnu parvahe Gitam. Nice. Just give me it. Yo dite Vishnu parvahe Gitang Shri Harivasare Swapan Jagrat Chalantishtan Shatrubir na Sahiyate. One who studies the Gita on the holy festival days of the advent of Supreme Lord and on all holy fasting days, especially Ekadasi, such a person, whether awake or asleep, moving or still, is never defeated by enemies, right? So, at first I was thinking whether on this day people usually will make it or not, but of course, thanks to all of you. All right. So for you all to come over so that every one of us will benefit from this chapter 8. Okay. So what is chapter 8 is all about? Yesterday we discussed on chapter 7. And on chapter 7, what we understood is chapter 7, we understood is knowledge of the absolute, right? It's one of the confidential knowledge. But on chapter 8 is the chapter where Krishna going to advise how to attain the supreme. Okay. What is that secret that we can go back home, back to Godhead, go to that eternity, go to, what do you call? Go to the place that we will never return. Okay. But before we start, is there any questions, any comments? I mean, what they call any reflection? I think yesterday, Serena Kaur, I think you had a question. You wanted to ask a question? Are you there?
Prabhuji, yes, sorry, Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Sorry,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, I'm driving actually. Maybe I'll ask later.
Okay. How about Kalivani?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Me too,
Hare Krishna.
driving, Prabhu.
Oh, you're also
Sending daughter.
driving. Okay.
Yeah, in short while, Prabhu. I will
Okay.
explain about the meditation.
Oh, okay. Right.
Uh,
So, anyone else have any reflection? Any takeaway? Anything that you feel very inspired yesterday? No one? All right. So if that's the case, then we start our program today. On this, so today we're going to discuss on chapter 8. This is considered as one of these, another part of that confidential topic. All right. So before we do that, let's offer our obeisances, our pranam to our spiritual master and all the preceptor, thanking them, all right, for giving us this opportunity so that we could sit and discuss this Bhagavad Gita in a correct way. All right. So let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Darati Sva Parantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvidam Scha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagaragramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Chiristarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Paditanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye Nasta Presu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki Hari Om Tatsat Hare Krishna. Today is the day that Radharani Advent. All right. She is none other than the internal potency of Krishna. Or in other words, we call it as Ladini Shakti. Ladini Shakti. We are all wearing this tilak. What is tilak means? We are putting the lotus feet of Krishna on our forehead, and here is Tulasi. Now the question is, Krishna also having tilak. He also got tilak. So whose feet that he put on his forehead? Actually, that's a foot of Radharani that is keeping on his forehead. So Radharani is actually none other than Krishna's internal potency or the prema potency. Every feeling, actually, there is personification, right? Example, we as a human being, we don't have anything, right? We are living in this material body, and in this body is totally an external factor, and we are the spiritual factor. So we have combined, and this cannot merge, right? Cannot synchronize. Similarly, for Krishna, it is not like that. Every feelings, every feelings and attributes, everything is personification. Example, there's a personified anger. All right, the anger has a personified. Okay, the lust has personified. The desire has personified. Like that, there's a lot of personification. All right, all are individual. That's why we are having that under their influence. Okay, this is all we study in Srimad Bhagavatam. Right, when we go into details Srimad Bhagavatam, especially in Canto 2 or Canto 3, if I'm not mistaken, we will study that in that universal form. In the form of Krishna, what are the things that personification that actually resides in the form of Krishna? So Radharani is actually his pleasure potency, his love, his prema. The feelings of love appear in front as Radharani. That's why Krishna never married Radharani. All right, when you look at Vishnu married Lakshmi, like that they have spouse. But Radharani was never married to Krishna, because that him in that personification form. So all this while, this form has been separated. That means the form of Krishna and the Krishna and his Ladini Shakti or the internal Shakti is in external. That means it's in two forms. All right. After so many years, I mean so many millennium, these two forms combined, they came to the earth in the form of Gaura Hari. All right, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the one that you see, the deities that carries the head like this, he is actually the combination of Radha and Krishna. Okay, after many millennium from the day that it was, the time of creation, it's unlimited. Right, they are always separated. That means they have Radharani and Krishna is in a two different form. But for so long, after so many millennium, both of them combined, they came in the form of Radha Krishna, in the Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And that Mahaprabhu is the one who actually taught the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All right. So today is a very the most auspicious day actually. All right. And among the devotees, the supreme is Radharani. When we do offering to Krishna, when we do food offering to Krishna, the food that we offer to our spiritual master, and the spiritual master will offer all the food through the parampara system, at last will be taken by Radharani and will offer to Krishna. So like that. And when the thing comes back, it also comes back in the same way. All right. So with that reflection, today we start our class. So all right. So today we're going to discuss on Gita Gyan, chapter 8. Okay, chapter 8. And before that, let me. All right. So today we dedicate our program to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Founder-Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And also I'd like to dedicate this program to His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bengaluru ISKCON Sheshadipuram. He's a creator and brainchild of the essence of Gita program worldwide. So let's look at today's what you call Mahatmya. It says Gitaya Pustakam Yatra. Okay, Gitaya Pustakam Yatra Nitya Patascha Vartate Tatra Sarvani Tirtani Prayagidani Bhutale. This thing is mentioned in Sri Vaishnaviya Tantra Sara 40, text 40. So, what we can understand from here? So, it says, Gitaya Pustakam Yatra. It says, all the holy places of in this universe, all right? All the holy places. What are the holy places you can think of? Tirupati, all right? Prayag and all these places. All these holy places in the universe, such as Prayag, okay, Prayag is one of the holy places, are eternally present wherever the Gita, the eternal book of divine song, is present. So we are all would like to go to holy places, right? You like to go to Mayapur, you like to go to Vrindavan, you wanted to go to this Prayag, Tirupati, you know, Kasi, Rameswaram, all these kind of holy tirtha we would like to go. Why? Because that place has very high vibration, because that place has Krishna. The divine energy is there. So we go there for two reasons. Of course, one is to get purified. And number two is to remove all our prarabdha karma. All our karma that we have performed, we want to nullify such karma. So, and when we do such nullification, what happens? All the things that is favorable in life will come to us. Because all the things that's supposed to come to you, it's blocked. So when you go there, you say some kind of clearance. When all these things cleared, whatever things that's supposed to come to you, it is come to you easily. So, but at the same time, it costs so much of money. And of course, it's also mentioned, if you go to that place of pilgrimage, and if you don't associate with sadhu, all right, it is just like a pilgrimage for the crows. You know, crow, kaka, right? Kaka, kaka tirtha, something like that, right? It's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. All that place of pilgrimage, when you don't have a chance to associate with the sadhu, is that place of the pilgrimage for the crows. Sometimes when we go to India, we always like to hire this tour guide. And that tour guide will give you a week-long itinerary. 10 days, 20 temples. All right, 10 days, you go to the 20 holy places. So you just go to one place and the tour guide will tell you, now you go there, you see, immediately come back. Don't wait, you know. So something like that. So this kind of holy places, it shouldn't do that way. All right. That's why they say it's a place of pilgrimage for the crows. The reason that we want to go to the holy places, of course, to go to that holy place, right? That's fair enough. Number two is to associate with sadhus. We have to go and meet a sadhu, the devotees. We have to inquire submissively about in the matter of self-realization. Not simply go there, pay some dakshina, do some ritual and come back. It is not recommended. And of course, it is also, sometimes it's not very conducive. Like Tirupati, right? You're supposed to climb from the bottom to the top, but people just drive train there And that also, you're already in the foothill of, in the entrance of the Tirupati temple. Then after that, we buy this express yatra. We pay some money, we take the express route. We don't even want to wait, right? And go there, you take darshan and just straight away go. So everything we want it fast, okay? Which is also not so much of benefit is there. Of course, it's going there is benefit, but you don't feel the full benefit, all right? Sometimes we go there, we also see the way that they pull, they push. The guy will be, hey, chalte or something like that. They will whack you. No, get out. And that also we get offended. And in that offense, we will become very upset. And once we become very upset, it is also aparat, offense. You shouldn't, because you have to go there, you have to be very humble. You have to be as humble as a grass, as tolerant as a tree. But sometimes it is not possible. Yes or not? So once come back, some of them will come back with good experience. Some will come back with bad experience. Right? But all these places is actually present in your Bhagavad Gita. All right? It's all present in your Bhagavad Gita. So in the book of Bhagavad Gita, all these things is present in this book. So why do we actually need to go to these kind of places? Actually, it's not necessary. All right? I don't discourage you. But if you get a chance, you go. But you are having all the holy places in the universe exist in your house. That is why when you have a Bhagavad Gita at home, every day you offer some flower or some tulsi to the Bhagavad Gita, right? But and the way of worshipping Bhagavad Gita is by reading it, not simply putting in the altar and show ghee lamp, right? Puja seirathukku. You have to worship the Bhagavad Gita by reading, right? You worship the holy places by visiting. You worship that holy Ganga by taking a dip. That is how you worship. So similarly, when you worship Bhagavad Gita is by reading it. So when you keep a Bhagavad Gita in your house will turn into a yatra, tirtha. It will turn into a tirtha, holy place. That is why if you keep a Bhagavad Gita in your house, all these unwanted things like this, what they call this, all these unwanted, like black magics, like all these ghosts, inauspicious thing will never exist, will run away. Okay, when I was young, I remember I used to do this Ghostbuster job. Only once, not always. After reading it, I just realized, why not we try it? So I took a Bhagavad Gita, went to one house, I did some Ghostbuster job. It worked. Right? It worked. So, another thing is like you, whenever you see some of your family members or cousins, whoever is suffering, right? They seems not to have anything good things happening in their life. Every time bad luck, every time something is not right happening in their life. So be the person, go and install the Bhagavad Gita in their house. Give a Bhagavad Gita to them and tell them, keep a Gita and start reading it. And you start to see how your life will transform. That is why we tell, wherever you go, carry the Gita with you. Never leave your house without Bhagavad Gita. You can even forget your handphone, but not your Bhagavad Gita. Carry it with you wherever you go. You're working, you're studying, keep it. Keep the book on your table. Like I got a doctor, that's a medical student. She says she goes to the clinic hospital. She keeps the Bhagavad Gita on the desk. I got a lawyer, right? He's a law student. Now he's practicing lawyer. Wherever you go, before he just go and sit on his desk, he keep the Bhagavad Gita, Tottu Kumti, that's when he start. All right. And you can even keep your Bhagavad Gita in your car, what they call a dashboard, this thing. So when you have a Bhagavad Gita, you start to worship the Bhagavad Gita by reading it very sincerely. All right. You start to see things will transform in your life. Say like you may have challenges. All right. Like very common challenges is the challenges with the spouse, challenges with the children, challenges with all this. Okay. Because in chapter 18, you will understand. Chapter 18, the last verse. The glories, wherever there's Krishna, wherever the great archer Arjuna, that place will never see defeat. There's no such thing, defeat will happen in that house. Right? There's no such thing, inauspicious things will happen. Because why? Because the whole auspicious holy tirtha, holy rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Godavari, Sindhu, Kaveri, all the holy mountains like Tirupati, what they call like Badrinath, Kedrinath, Muktinath, Palani, right? All that holy place of everything exists in that Bhagavad Gita. When you keep that Gita in your house and you start to worship, right? You will see the awesome, what they call amazing things start happening in your life. That is what is Bhagavad Gita is all about. Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary book. And you are so good that you have already passed through chapter 8. There's so many people, I think 17, 20 people sign up for the course. All right. And today we have how many here? We have 7. Of course, some have gone there. But those who have not seen, please, I hope that whoever that watches this video in YouTube, please appreciate this. Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary book. All right. So this is the place, all the good things, all the auspicious things, everything exists in Bhagavad Gita. Worship the Gita by studying it every single day. First thing in the morning, you wake up, take your bath, open the book and start to read. And last thing, before you go to bed, take the book, read and start to ponder. Don't simply read. Read and ponder. Reflect. How? That is why I'm telling you, keep a journal with you. You write down what happened today. All right? And write down where you went mistake. And based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, try to rectify the problem. And you'll become a perfect person. All right? Krishi, I agree, Prabhu. I carried my Gita with me during my surgery and I read it before and after surgery. Wow. It really helped me to be calm and miraculously I started to recover faster than usual. Even my doctor was shocked. Yes. But before you leave, you should have tell your doctor to encourage your doctor to have a Gita for himself. All right. I've got a doctor. She's one of my pioneer students. What's the name? She's also my class, my childhood friend. Dr. Vigneswari, right? And the place that she's working is the most terrible place, right? The department she's working is what they call what department is that? Yeah, what is it?
Mortuary,
You know that,
Prabhu.
no, mortuary is it's no big deal. Mortuary people die already. So what? This is you know that cancer patient, the last minute, you know. Palliative care. Palliative care. In palliative care, all the patients who cannot survive, they come there. And what is that usual medicine the palliative care will give is morphine. They'll put the morphine so that the patient will remain calm and will sleep off and they don't feel the pain. That is that most horrible place to work. You know, all the patients right in front of you are the patients who are going to die within 2 weeks. Their lifespan is within 2 weeks. So she's always depressed. So I told her to have a Gita. And she went and kept a Gita in a department, the place where their family members resting. She just kept 4 or 5 Gitas. And she put there, this Gita can help you, right, in coping up with this time of turbulence. For further inquiry, please contact this person. So she just kept it like a library. And she's already migrated to Australia, but the book is still there in palliative care unit, hospital Ipoh. So that's the thing, right? So think about the person who encouraged you to read this Gita. Think of the person who gave you the Gita. Think of the person who asked you to join this course. And in your mind, just be thankful. Just offer your gratitude to them. Or after the class, you just send them a message, right? A gratitude message. Thank you so much for encouraging me to just join the Gita Mahatmya course because I've learned so many new things. Because feeling gratitude, it shows that you are a human. Okay, at least, right? So with that, let's start our program. Understanding the Gita. In this world, men are not meant to not meant for quarreling like cats and dogs, right? In this world, men are not meant to quarrel like cats and dogs. You see now, everybody is simply quarreling like cats and dogs. Men are not meant for quarreling like cats and dogs. There is so many scenario people can easily start a quarrel, right? Like the day I think I saw in a Facebook or something like that. You know, somebody honk, right? Beep, beep, beep. No, just flash. The flow was going slow, and he flashed, and because he flashed, he stopped the car, and both of them start quarreling. Because you see, the way the cats and dogs quarrel, it doesn't make sense. Okay, like for instance, you see the dog. You know, a dog will have a territory. When someone enters the territory, and the dog will start like that. Why are you entered my territory? The same thing human also doing, right? Right? So we are actually not meant for quarreling like cats and dogs. Man must be intelligent. All right. Intelligent for what? To realize the importance of human life. All right. So we have to have intelligence. All right. We must be intelligent to realize the importance of human life. Human life is not simply to work, and die. I used to do this mind science program. In this mind science program, motivational program, I teach something like this. Do not bet your life for something which is perishable. People are working day and night so hard. So they get their money, they can get the money and they can buy a house. Right? Once when I was in Johor, I took a Grab. A young girl was driving, all right, from the airport. So then I just got, I just say, such a young girl, very young girl, right? Like a school or college going girl. Then I asked her, how come she looks okay, right? She doesn't look like from a poor family, Chinese girl. I asked her, so why are you doing this? Uncle, my father don't want to buy for me iPhone. So I'm doing Grab so that I can buy an iPhone. Look at that. So that means they don't know what is the importance of life. They are working so hard. They are working so hard for something which is perishable, which will perish one day. In 4-5 years down the road, that iPhone become useless. You know, like I have seen of people are buying a Mercedes Benz for 600,000-800,000 S400 hybrid, right? 700, 600 something. Now, when I see the car in second hand, it is something like 250 to 300,000. All right. And I saw that one S-Class Mercedes Benz, which was sold formerly for 1.2 million around 20 years ago. Today, the car is valued at 10-15,000. Right. And I remember during pandemic, I don't know whether you all remember or not, in KL, there's a guy parked the Bentley by the roadside and he says, offer your price. Right? Offer your price. So in the Facebook, and someone offered him 10,000, he agreed. Can you imagine Bentley? You can have the Bentley for 10,000. So that means, imagine to own that car, how much the fellow should have worked so hard. So we are all working so hard for something which is going to perish one day. Right? Because we have forgotten what is that importance of life. And of course, by saying this, you cannot say that I am being, that means if I don't do this, say, imagine if you go and tell this to people outside, they say, yeah, if I don't do this, what, sit and meditate. No, sit at home and become what they call useless. Is it that what I'm supposed to do? That's why the Bhagavad Gita will come into the place. Karma yoga, what Krishna says, do your job. Don't give up your job. All right, it's better for you to do your job imperfectly rather than do something which you don't know perfectly. That's foolishness. Do your job. Carry on. Dedicate to me. Krishna not asking you to renounce everything and go to the jungle and meditate, or become a monk, or become a pujari, or something like that. Engage everything you have for Krishna. That's all. So that means man must be very intelligent to realize the importance of human life. Because only in human life you can make the decision whether you want to go back to Godhead, or you want to remain in this place. Okay, you want to remain in this material world. Sometimes when you go to when you say example, say like for instance, I would like to go to heaven. So going to heaven is actually getting a parole. Right? Parole. If you're in prison, you can get a parole. That means you can have a very short period of independence. You can go and enjoy yourself. After the thing finish, you have to come back. Similarly, when you go to when you go to heaven, it is just like you are getting a parole. You go there, enjoy yourself very nicely. You come back, go back to the prison. All right. So it's like that. So we must be very, very careful. Okay, we must be very careful. So important in human life, and refuse to act, and we should refuse to act like a ordinary animals. So we should always must refuse to act like an ordinary animal. What does it mean? What does it mean, acting like an animal? Animal eat, we also eat. Animal mate, we also mate. Animal sleeps, we also sleep. Animal protects the puppy. This thing we also protect. So eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Animal is doing, we also doing. So what's the difference between human being and animal? The dog on the street also eat, mate, defend, and eating, mating, defending, and eating, mating, sleeping. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. He eats on the road, but we are eat on the plate. Okay, he defends on this, but we are defending. We are having a house with all the CCTV camera, and then we have created the defense system. All right, we mate on the house. No, we just on the bed, but of course the dogs mate on the street. Right, the dog eats. All right, and we also eat. The process of eating same. All right, it's matter of what we are eating. Of course, the flea eats stale food or whatever he given, he will eat. But we human will choose and pick. But what is the difference? There's no difference. So human beings are acting like a polished animal. So all that advancement of human life is to how we can think of ways that how we can become a better animal. So that's what Krishna say, Prabhupada saying here, that we should refuse to act like an ordinary animal. A human being should realize, where are you going? Sit down. A human being should realize the aim of his life. And this direction is given in all Vedic literatures. So this is the direction that is given in all Vedic literature. All the Vedic literatures give you how to get, how to realize the human this thing, the aim of life, right? And okay, all the Vedas. That means what are the Vedas? We talk about 4 Vedas: Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva, and of course all their divisions. Okay, all Vedas are divided into 4. What are the 4? Remember, Arakya, Brahmana, Upanishad, and number 4 is what? Samhita. So divided into 4. So these 4, all the things, Sutti Valachi, wherever place you go up and down, this thing, but they always the finally it will teach you the aim of life. What you should be, the aim of your life. Okay. Then, but among the Vedas, the essence is given in Bhagavad Gita. The essence, the real aim is given in Bhagavad Gita. So Vedic literature is not meant for human. Okay, Vedic literature are meant for human beings, not for animals. Animals can kill other living animals and there's no question of sin. Okay, if a tiger kills a pregnant cow, it's no sin. But if a man do it, of course, it's thing on their part. But if a man kills an animal for his satisfaction of the uncontrolled taste, if a man kills that animal for the satisfaction for his uncontrolled taste, he must be responsible for breaking the laws of nature. Talking about it, killing animal is one of the most terrible thing that we can think of. All right, we can think about we are thinking, I would like to give protein to my children. Okay, I want to give my children a lack of protein, therefore I need to give them meat, fish, and all these things. But we must understand, is it fair to kill a life so that your child can be healthy? It is totally unfair. And the best thing is the protein doesn't last in your body. All right, just for certain protein to grow, a short protein, animal need to be killed. Right? When you look at the way the animal killed is so terrible. Okay, you can just Google it and see how the cow is getting slaughtered, how the goat getting slaughtered, how the chicken are slaughtered. And when the thing slaughtering process, they are not happy. We cannot say that they don't have soul, right? They are receiving, but the way they cry in anguish, pain. All right, when you look at the chicken in a kampong and everything, but when you see the same chicken and you compare that sound, the chicken in the market, screams his heart out. It screams so loud, begging for mercy. But we simply kill that, cut the throat, just to satisfy our 6 inches tongue. All right. So when we kill a cow, when we kill a goat and all this, we are killing a child of say, like for instance, a kid, or say when you kill a cow, a calf loses the mother. All right. Or this thing and loses. It is totally unfair. Just for our children to be healthy, it is totally unfair to kill another living being. All right. So in other words, in the future, when there's no food to eat, we can simply catch someone and eat it. Right. So this is very selfish move to kill other living entity for the satisfaction of our tongue. But you may ask, yeah, but what happened to the plant that you're killing? All right. Because in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, it says that one man's a living being is given another living entity as a food. All right. So we are in the food chain that we are created in such a way, we are eating another living being, right? So that's why in Ishopanishad, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate. So Krishna is so complete and he created another complete material universe which is completely perfect, whereby it manifests by itself. It procreate and recreate by itself. All right, the tree will grow by itself. The mango is produced by itself. There's no need to go to the market or no need to go to the factory to create that. So there is so much of abundance of fruits and vegetable has been created. How the thing is created? Because the plant has life. All right. The kangkong grows, the vegetable grows. It produces a seed and the seed will fly and falls down and it grows another set of vegetable. So when I eat this vegetable, there's another set of vegetables being prepared for me for the future. The potatoes are prepared for me in the future. But what is the difference? When you're going to eat it just for your own sense gratification, it's sinful. Yes. I don't deny that. It is sin. Even eat vegetables is still sin. So that's why what Krishna says, offer that to me. When you offer that whatever food that you eat, whatever things you give, of course you'll study as we go on. But anyway, I like to tell you in advance, whatever things you eat, whatever things you give away, do it as my offering to me. So when we offer the food to Krishna, what happened? The sin of that plant will be nullified. So we don't eat karma. We don't eat sin. We eat mercy. That's why we call prashadam. Right? So that's the thing. So then also there's rules and regulations how to offer prashadam. We have to only offer the food that Krishna likes. We cannot offer the food that I like. So what Krishna says, the Vedic literature says that you should not offer onion, garlic, patai, and all these kind of pungent things. Right? Like durian. Don't offer durian. So all these kinds. So other than that, every fruits, everything juicy, everything that is there, you can offer to Krishna. Make a nice preparation, offer it to Krishna and eat it. And that is more healthier for you because you're eating the mercy of Krishna. Just by reading a Bhagavad Gita, which is written by alphabetical, like A, B, C, D, A to Z combination of words, like understanding that U is there, D, and so it's just combination of things can give you so much of benefit. What happens if the food that you cook and offer to Krishna and you eat it, how much benefit you're going to get it? Immeasurable. So it's better to be that way. Right? At least you can't do that. At least be a vegetarian. Your karma level is very low. But to kill another animal, you are actually responsible for breaking the law of nature. Why? The cow given a life 20 years quota. But after 5 years you kill it, the cow have to be born again and continue until he finishes quota. He's not allowed to go out of that cow body. The chicken live up to maybe 2-3 years, say 2 years. But every 15 days, the chicken is killed. And some chicken, when they hatch from the chick, they are destroyed. And they turn into these patties, burgers, and all these things. Right? Chicken is the animal that has been widely killed, the highest killed animal on earth. Right? There's an average of 100 over million of chickens are killed every single day. All right? You can Google it. 100 million or 10 million? Yeah, 100 million. 10 to 100 million chicken are killed every day. Because chicken became the most sought after meat, and they put the injection so the flock will grow up. Within 2 days, within a week, the flock can turn into adult chicken. Right? So it's like that. So it is not fair. So imagine every 1 week a chicken born and killed, how many times he has to be born? So it's so terrible. So you will be punished. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly explained that there are 3 kinds of activities. There are 3 kinds of activities according to the different modes of nature. All right? The activities of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Similarly, there are 3 kinds of eatable. All right? There's 3 kinds of eatable. That is, eatable in goodness, passion, and ignorance. All right? The food that you eat, also there's a mood. Are you eating the food in the mode of goodness? Are you eating the food in mode of passion? Or are you eating the food in mode of ignorance? All of this is clearly described. And if we properly utilize the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, then our whole life will become purified. And ultimately, we will be able to reach the destination, which beyond this material sky. I believe that all of you are somehow or other, something like that, you're also frustrated in life. Right? So once I asked someone, if I given a chance, do you like to be born again? Before this, I never thought about it. Yes, I used to say, I like to be born again. I want to start over. I think I started Hare Krishna age of 15. Maybe now I think I should join Hare Krishna age of 10. Or something like that, right? All these things were happening until the day my father left. My father died. After my father died, I couldn't take it. Right? So then after that, I asked myself, do I want to be born again? You know how terrible born again. Grew up seeing your parents coming up. See after that your parents will be bringing up with so much of love, and to see them dying again, it is so terrible. All right. So we all intelligent men always must put a full stop to this kind of transmigration. Just say enough is enough. Okay. So that is what they call intelligence. All right. So this is the understanding of Gita. Okay, now let's start our chapter 8, attaining the supreme. Okay, let's recap the final verse of yesterday. It says what? Sadi bhutadi daivam mang sadi yaknam cha ye viduhu prayana kalepi cha mang te viduryukta chetasaha. What it says? Those who are full consciousness of me. That means consciousness means what? They start to realize they are aware of Krishna. Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and all other methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. Okay? So based on this chapter 8 begins. Kim Tat, okay, 8.1. Okay. Do you memorize this mantra, this verse? Why? All these verses will come up. All right. Kim Tat Brahma, Kim Adhyatmang, Kim Karma Purushottama, Adi Bhutam Cha Kim Proktam, Adi Daivam Kim Uchyate. 8.1. See what Krishna says. Arjuna inquired, "Oh my Lord, oh Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is it Brahman? What is the self? What are the fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me." See, all these questions sometimes we may ask, we may not ask. But actually Arjuna is asking this on our behalf. So he is asking. Why he is asking Krishna? Because what Krishna says is the ultimate instruction. Because he's the one created. Right? See, example, like I was telling you, I bought this mic. When I bought this mic, they given me the instruction manual. So that's why they said I can put it away. Remember that 2 days ago, but of course you can't hear it. Right. So of course there's some setting which I never done yet. So I have to follow the instruction given in the manual how to utilize this mic properly. Right. I cannot simply speculate. Right. I cannot speculate how to go. Okay, I just do this based on my old experience. I try to speculate. That's foolishness. Okay. Or sometimes I can even go to that YouTube and see, how to use this. What brand is this? How to use this mic. Right. That is waste of time. The best thing is follow the manufacturer's instruction. So similarly, when we want to understand what we are, and what are the things created, we should ask from the manufacturer itself, the creator itself. And he can give the perfect conclusion. And that's the thing that Arjuna is asking, because Krishna wanted Arjuna to ask. So when Arjuna speaks, that is the final thing. Right? So he asked, what is that? What is that Brahman? When you keep talking about Brahman, Kim Tat Brahma, what does it mean? Kim Adhyatmam. That means, who am I? All right? What is the fruitive activities? All right? What are the material manifestation? Okay? And what are the demigods? Adi Daivam. What does it mean? Adi Daivam Kim Uchyate. Please explain. Kim Uchyate. Please do tell me. Right? Then after that, Arjuna is asking further question. Adi Yakna. Adi Yakna means Yagna. Yagya means the sacrifice. Yagam. Okay, Yagam. Adi means the supreme, the enjoyer. Okay. So Adi Yaknam Katam Kotra Dehismin Madhusudana Prayana Kale Cha Katam Nyeyosi Niyatatma Bi. So it says, concentrate on this. Who is the Lord of sacrifice? Right? And how does he live in the body? Who is the Lord of sacrifice? That means the Lord of sacrifice means the Paramatma. Because all the sacrifice, tyagam that we do is to satisfy. Okay, and how does he live in the body, O Madhusudana? And how can those engage in devotional service know you at the time of death? How? All right, he's asking a perfect question. So now I just put it in this box form, 8.3 and 8.4. Arjuna query, what is Brahman? Brahman means spirit, indestructible living entity. That means you and I are indestructible living entity. We are Brahman or the spirit soul. What is Adhyatma? Okay, Adhyatma means control of the body. Okay, and what Krishna's answer is eternal nature, the self. Okay, to serve the supreme. Right? So Krishna answered that eternal nature, the self. That means the self to serve the supreme is Adhyatma. What is karma? Karma means what? Work or fruitive activities. So what is karma? Arjuna asked. Krishna replied, activity which generates a material body for the living entity. So what does that mean? Activity which generates material body for a living entity. See that we have given 6 senses. All of us got 6 senses, right? So the tree has the what they call Kallagi, Pulwagi, Kalli, all right? The stones and the mountains has 1 sense. All right? Okay, anything that under the ground, soil, like worms, cockroaches, all the insects has 2 senses. Maramagi, Kodiyagi. All right. Those who are plants and trees, they got 3 senses. Paravayagi. Okay, so all that birds, they have 4 senses. And Murugamagi. The animals has 5 senses. Manidanagi. So we human got 6 senses. All right. So what is that 6 senses? What are the 6 senses we supposed to use? We have that tendency. That means we have passed through all that. We have 5 plus 1, the 6th sense. And the 6th sense is to utilize, to ask, who am I? What am I? What is my relationship? And how can I gain that intelligence? And through that, I rather reduce all my sufferings and aspire to go back home, back to Godhead. That's supposed to be the inquiry. The 6th sense is to search for absolute truth. All right, to search for absolute truth, or to go back home, back to God. That is the job of the 6th sense. Example now. Okay, let's see. Sri Ram, right? Your name?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Sri Ram. Now, Sri Ram, do you like to do farming? Can you sit properly?
Farming, Prabhu.
Yeah, can you sit properly?
Actually, I'm interested, but I have never done yet.
Okay, now you're interested. So now I'm telling Sri Ram, I got 1 acre of land in Taiping. I give it to you.
Okay, Prabhu.
So that you can plant some trees, some vegetables, some fruits or whatever. Okay?
Okay, Prabhu.
And you agree. Okay? Now, after 1 week, I come and see that farm, all that, you have not started yet. And all that, the grass start growing. I ask, Sri Ram, why? Why haven't you started? Oh, no, Prabhu, I'm just waiting for some expertise to come and advise me what to do. I say, okay. Then after that, 1 month later, I come, it turned into a very tall lalang and become a bush. I ask, Sri Ram, what is happening? Why you're not doing? And he give me some excuses. And 3 months later, I come and see all the trees will grow tall and everything. Right? When I ask Sri Ram, what happened? Yes, Prabhu, I got some thesis to finish it. Definitely, I'm going to start. Okay. After 6 months, I come, the thing will turn into a bush jungle. Okay. What do you think I'll do, Sri Ram?
You will get angry, Prabhu, because
Okay,
you
number
give me
1.
the land.
Then, what is the second? What are the action I might do?
You might take back the land and
Exactly.
give it to other person.
I will take back the land. I say, enough, Sri Ram. Never mind, you just continue to say, I'll take back your land. So similarly, when we are not utilizing the 6th sense we are not utilizing, Krishna will take it back. If the 6th sense, if you don't utilize to inquire yourself, if once Krishna take back, you go back to the 5th sense. That means you go back to animal kingdom. From the animal kingdom, from 1 sense, 2, 3, 4, 5, you evolve, you come to the 6th sense. If you don't utilize it, Krishna give you 1 lifetime to make use of it. At least once. But if we don't utilize it, Krishna says, okay, you don't deserve it, he take it back to you from you, and palm, you fall back into this animal kingdom. So how you get your animal body depends on the desire that you have. Example, you love to see things, you love to see everything. You cannot, you like to peep on your neighbor, you have to see this, you always like to go around, see things. Maybe next birth you'll born as an owl. Right? People like to stay at night and they don't like to, they always like a night dweller. Right? You become an owl or you become like what they call a bat. Okay. Okay. I'm a fighter cock. I got a very strong this thing. So I've got say like I like to go around and eat things from here, one corner. I just sit one place. Okay, where can I go? I got an uncontrolled sense of tongue. All right. So next, but you'll get the species with the long tongue like dog. You utilize everything with the tongue. All right. So whatever sense that you have that keeps you most excited about, that shall be your next birth. So that's why it says here, the karma, that means the activity which generates a material body for the living entity. So according to what you do today, that shall be your future body. You are today in this body because what you have done in your previous life. Okay. All right. Adibhuta. What is Adibhuta? The material manifestation. Adibhuta. All right. Adibhuta means constantly changing physical world. Okay. Constantly changing physical world, we call it as Adibhuta. That means you see the physical world is constantly changing. Okay. Adibhuta also known as the 5 material element. All right. Okay. Anyway, Adi Daiva, the supreme demigods. What is it? The universal form, which includes all the demigods and their different planets. The universal form, which we're going to study later. The Krishna will take a big, huge universal form. Right. Then, what is Adi Yagya? The enjoyer of sacrifice. That means Paramatma in every embodied living, Krishna himself. So when we are trying to wake up early for Mangalarti, we are trying to refrain ourselves, we are trying to like fast on this certain auspicious day, when we try to eat this, we are doing tyagam. Sacrifice means tyagam. Tyagam mandrathu. So when you try to do this tyagam, sacrifice, you are actually pleasing your Paramatma. That lives in your heart. Because Krishna knows that you are taking some effort to this thing, and of course he will guide you. Then, where does Adi Yagna resides? That means where do Paramatma resides? He resides in the heart. How to remember Krishna at the time of death? Next slide. So now let's look at this 8.5. All right, 8.5. Let's see what Krishna says. Antakale chamam eva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati satmat bhavam yati nastyatra sangshayaha. So what says Krishna says in 8.5? And whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone had once attained my nature. Of this there's no doubt. This is a very, very detailed thing. We can go on talking about it years or months. He says whomever. What does it mean whoever? Krishna never created any kind of any kind of discrimination. He didn't say only the Brahmanas, only the Kshatriyas, only the person who born in a high caste. He never discriminate. Antakale chamang eva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati satmat bhavam yati nastyatra sangshayaha. Whoever, he can be the highest of the highest Brahmana, and he can be the lowest of the lowest Shudra, and he can be the most nastiest of the nastiest outcast, Chandala. He can be even a semi-human, like the Aborigines that lives in the jungle, right? Like for instance, you look at this in Andaman, Nicobar Island, there's one place. There's one particular island, Indian government has banned, nobody can go there because people there are still wild and still nomad. Whoever goes there, they'll kill and they'll eat you alive. Right? That's a place so terrible. So he says, but even that person, doesn't matter. Whoever at the end of his life, that means the final moment, he quits his body. All right, he leaves his body remembering me alone. That means when you want to remember him alone, means you only should think about him only. When the time that we're going to leave the body, I'm going to leave my wife, I'm going to leave my children, what they're going to do, how they're going to eat. Oh, I got a lot of property, right? I didn't even write a will. Oh my God, I don't know how my children are going to fight among themselves, right? Oh, I got a puppy, I got a kitty. So whatever things that you have in that, you still have to come back and fulfill that. When you want to leave this place, you have to leave this place 100% pure of all contamination, right? See, for instance, when you want to get a early pardon, right? Say a person sentenced you to 30 years jail, you want to get early exit, you have to be 100% good. You cannot be 90% good, 10% you show your tantrum. Even the warden also don't want to help you. I mean, you still remain here for 30 years, right? If you want to get your early exit, you want to get a royal pardon, the warden has to give you recommendation. You have to be 100% good. So similarly, here it says that alone, we just have to remember Krishna alone, right? Of that, there's no doubt. But the question is, how is that possible, right? What happened if the situation, because at the final moment, when we are gasping for air, male muchi, kill muchi, right? When you're gasping for air, when the bile is choking your throat, you struggle to breathe, right? In that struggle, your eyes will start to go up. In that kind of moment is going to be the moment of terrible anxiety. That's the time that your mind, your intelligence will start to show that you're going to leave this body, you're going to go somewhere which you don't know, right? You're going to be, don't know whether I'm going to be wind, I'm going to be ghost or what, because you're going to something, some area which you have, which you can't remember, which is going to be like empty, all right? You don't know where you're going to go. At that time, you'll be in full of anxiety, right? Or that moment you'll be like gasping. When you're gasping for air itself is so terrible. If those who have suffering from asthma, you should know. Whenever you're choked, you couldn't breathe. No, things will be like very, very in great anxiety. So at that moment, we may forget Krishna, right? At that moment, we'll be holding someone's hand and says, please help me. We hold the doctor's hand, please help me, nurse, right? So at that moment, when we forget Krishna, what is that disadvantage? He said it's a big disadvantage. But let me tell you something. In Padma Purana is the book there Lord Shiva and Mother Padmavati are discussing. So one of the discussion is happened during this scenario. Can you see the scenario here? Bhishma Deva. This is the grandfather Bhishma that Arjuna says he doesn't want to kill. But of course, at the end of the war, all that arrows will shoot into his body, and he's basically lying on the bed of arrow. All right, because he cannot die. He can decide his own death. He's the person, Bhishma, can decide his own death when he want to die. So he was waiting for a right time to leave the body. At that moment, Arjuna will be coming and taking. So who's the best person to take instruction? Is from the dying man, because he have already seen his life. All right, he can tell where he went mistake and medicine. All right, so anyway, so at that moment when see, this is Lord Krishna is here and here is Arjuna, and all the Pandavas all be sitting around this grandfather Bhishma, and grandmother Bhishma will be giving him instruction. And he says, one of the instruction he says, when a person cannot chant Sahasranamam, his tongue is as good as the tongue of a serpent. I mean, tongue of snake. Snake, the tongue of snake. If a person who do not chant Sahasranamam, what is Sahasranamam? Sahasra means 1,000. Nam means name. And he says, those who don't chant Vishnu Sahasranam, 1,000 names of Vishnu daily, his tongue is as good as the tongue of a serpent. His birth is vain. He born wasted. So during that conversation, Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva will be watching, and Mother Parvati will be telling, dear husband, Lord Shiva, how is that possible? When you talk about people who are Brahmana and Kshatriya, they have formal education. Brahmana has to go to Gurukul. Kshatriya also has to go to Gurukul, because they have to learn the art of war, art of negotiation, diplomacy, diplomatic, and all the things he needs to understand. He needs to, because he's going to be the governor. He's going to govern the country. He's going to rule the country. He must be intelligent. But when you look at Vaishya, who are businessmen, right? What is their job? 24 hours thinking about how to make money, right? And he trains his children also how to make money. So the children doesn't need to go for any other further education. The children just need to know how to count, how to do the balance sheet, how to purchase and how to sell, and certain languages, the country that they're going to visit. What for they want to go to school and study? Wasting time. And Shudras is the people who are always thinking about how they can satisfy their master. All right? A Shudra who works in a farm, their whole family, Parambara, will work in that farm. The father will teach the son, how to plow the land, how to see the land. You see the land is healthy or not. If the land is not healthy, what are the fertilizer you should use? That is that. Okay, when there's a Sudra who works in a palace, the father will teach the son how to serve the king. What is that protocol? At one glance, you should understand what the king wants. You cannot ask, what do you want, king? One look, he knows, he needs water. You should be that kind of first-class servant. So that is how the father will teach the son. The Parambara will be working. And of course, the Shudras and the outcasts, they have no access to education at all. So Mother Parvati asked Lord Shiva, when Brahmana and Kshatriya has this opportunity, but Vaishya, Shudra and the others don't have that opportunity. So what Bhishma Dev is telling is totally unfair. It's not fair. When you want to give that opportunity, you should give the opportunity to everyone, not only to certain class of people. How is that possible, my dear Shiva? And Lord Shiva will just smile and he says, yes, because you need to have education. You need to know Sanskrit in order to remember the 1,000 names of Vishnu. Om Keshavaya Namah, Om Narayanaya Namah, Om Madhavaya Namah, Govindaya Namah, Vishnavaya Namah, Madhusudanaya, Trivikramaya Namah, Naya Sridharaya, Shikeshaya, Padmanaya, Damodaraya, Vasudevaya. Then after that, there's a principle. Then after that, there's so many. Imagine 1,000 names. But Lord Shiva says, yes, what he says right. What he says correct. It's not fair. But Rama Rama Rameti Rame Manorame. Have you heard this mantra? Anyone heard this mantra before? Rama Rama Rameti Rame Manorame.
I think during our class in ISKCON, Prabhu.
No. Not ISKCON. Is there any
I've
other
heard-
place you heard?
Yeah,
Huh?
I've heard, Prabhu.
Where?
I've heard in Rama temple in Kampa.
Rama temple in Kampa. Okay, when?
When I was growing up many years ago, maybe when I was in primary school.
Okay, you heard that in Suprabhadam song, right? Whenever you buy the Suprabhadam tape, the Suprabhadam,
Okay.
Kaushalya, Supraja, Rama, Purva, Sanya, Prabhatate. All right, the song that they used to like awake early in the morning, they play this song, all right, in the
Okay.
house and everything to awake the Lord. For Tirupati Perumal, Kaushalya, Supraja, Rama, Purva, Sanya, Prabhatate, Mustiktaranam, Purvam, Sailokyam, Mangalam, Guru. That Suprabhadam. How many of you never heard Suprabhadam? Anyone? Don't know Suprabhadam? Okay. Looks like everyone knows Suprabhadam. All right. So that means you heard that song, right? Suprabhadam. Yes, Krishi, you want to say something? You're unmuting yourself.
No, Prabhu, I accidentally tapped on it. Sorry.
Okay. You heard about it, Suprabhadam?
Yes, I have. My mom plays it
Okay.
every morning.
Yeah. So when you hear Suprabhadam, now you start to think. Suprabhadam, after
Prabhu.
Suprabhadam over, finish, the next round will come Rama Rama Rameti Rame Manorame Traitrulyam Vaikyam, something, there's a thing. Rama Rama Rameti Rame Manorame. After that song comes another one, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mudapate. Have you heard that song? All this in the Suprabhadam package. When you play a Suprabhadam cassette, first you listen to Suprabhadam, second you listen to this Rama Rama Rameti Ramo Mana Rama Rama Rameti Rame Mano Rame. That's the second. The third one you hear Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja is by Subbalakshmi or something like that. Okay, what are these Rama Rama Rameti Rame Mano Rame? Lord Shiva in Padma Purana tells Mother Parvati, Rama Rama Rameti Rame Manorame. Just by one simply chant the name of Ram is considered he chanted the entire names of Vishnu. All right?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
I never heard this mantra before. I never heard.
Okay. You go to YouTube and click this thing called Suprabhadam. So it says, if a person chants the name even once, Okay, can every one of you say Rama? I believe everyone is saying Rama because all of you are muted. All right, Rama. What is Rama? If you just say the word Rama once, it's equivalent to 1,000 names of Vishnu. Rama. Okay, it is equivalent to 1,000 names of Vishnu. Or we also call as Sahasra Namam. Sahasra Namam. All right. All right. So 1,000 names. One Rama. Okay. Sorry. Rama. One Rama is equivalent to 1,000 names of Vishnu. Are you all following me on this?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. But now, what is the second advantage? So that means whenever you say Rama, you are considering you chant the name Sahasranamam. And now you see this. And one name of Krishna is equivalent to 3 Rama, which is equivalent to 3,000 3,000 names, or 3 Sahasra Namam. All right? It's equivalent to 3 Sahasra Namam. You got it? So what happened in Hare Krishna Mahamandra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What happened? In these 3 Sahasra Namam, what we have? We have for Krishna, we have for Rama. That means total is how much? Okay. When you look at this total, for Krishna is equivalent to 3 Rama, or equivalent to 3. That means for Krishna equivalent to 12,000 names of Vishnu. For Rama equal to 3,000 names of Vishnu. 4 times 3, 12. So total, how many? Total we have 16,000 names of Vishnu. Are you all following me on this?
Yes, Prabhu.
Everyone?
Yes,
All right.
Prabhu.
So that means when you chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra only once, you are invoking 16,000 names of Vishnu, or 16 Sahasranamam. Only one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 16,000 names of Vishnu. And how are you invoking? Connecting unstable. How are we invoking that mantra? True. Hare. Hare is what? Radharani, the internal potency, Ladini Shakti. We are begging Mother Radha. That makes the process of realizing this mantra become even more powerful. So what are the other types of mantras that you can think of? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right? Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om means addressing the Lord. Keshava, Krishna. Namaha, which I worship. Om Narayanaya. Om, addressing the Lord. Remember yesterday we read Om means Krishna. The translation, I am Om. Krishna says, right? Om Narayanaya. Oh Lord Narayana, the Supreme Being. So all that mantra, we are only having the name of Krishna. We are playing within that. But only in Hare Krishna, we are invoking the Radharani. Hare Krishna, the internal potency of Krishna. Internal potency, the Radharani, we are begging her, please give me that Krishna. Who is that Krishna? The most attractive one. Hare Rama. Who is that Rama? Abhirama, the most pleasurable one. So when you chant Hare Krishna, you will start to feel so much of pleasure. You start to see so much of beauty in life. Where your senses, your mind will become so sober. The agitated mind, there's no way you can control it. Your mind is agitated, a lot of things. Until you look at anything beautiful, you don't even get attracted. Right? I know a person who like to buy number, 4 Echo, KTM. KTM, Kuda Toto Magnum. Right? He always liked to go to KTM. But when he started to chant Hare Krishna, the chanting is so pleasurable, you don't even want to go to KTM and buy some numbers. I used to make fun. Toto. You know Toto? Toto means Tipu Orang Tada Ota. Toto. Right? Until he stopped buying numbers because he said, this is so pleasurable. You know, buying a number, being in anxiety, thinking the number going to strike. And the best thing is, we are so sure the number going to come out. We are so sure the number going to come out. Before the number strike, we start to tell, I strike the number, I'll buy for you this, I'll buy. We are so sure. But tomorrow when you see the number is totally upside down or totally different. That is illusion. So in Padma Purana, Krishna says, Lord Shiva says, gives you this guarantee. When a devotee of Lord Vishnu dies in forgetfulness, Lord Shiva will go, Edadukadu means left or edadu, valadu, edadu, left. I will go to the left ears and I will remind him, Rama, 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 Krishna, Krishna. I will remind him. So, I am telling you, once you have accepted this path of devotional service, you have no worries. You can have a carefree life. Carefree means what? You just surrender to Krishna. Don't worry whether you can remember or don't remember. Because Lord Shiva guarantees you that. In Padma Purana, Lord Shiva says, I will go and give that remembrance to him. After this mantra, Rama, Ramaiti, Ramaiti, then after that, following that, you see, he said, I will go and give that remembrance that a person, a devotee of Lord Vishnu, will remember the Vishnu at the time of death. So, we have no fear. So, we must always remember that Krishna says, whoever at the end of life, remembering me alone, that's why it takes a lifelong of practice. That's why we need to study Bhagavad Gita very thoroughly. Because we're going to use, in chapter 18, it's going to be mind-blowing. That's why you are getting prepared now. The austerity of speech, austerity of thinking, all that, when you start to practice that, voila, your life will become perfect. But in order to do that, no procrastination. Immediately start to chant Hare Krishna and read the Bhagavad Gita. Keep your mind sharp. Okay, let's look at the time. It's already 8:43. Okay, anyway, is it okay if we just we just overshoot the time a bit?
Can, Prabhu, can. I'm okay.
Can, okay. Because today is Radhastami and I really want to spend time speaking about this because this chapter 8 is a very, very important chapter. Each and everything, because, and somehow on this auspicious day, it's better for us to study this chapter 8. All right, now it's 8:43. Let's take a 2 minutes break. Get up, just go on this thing. And remember, yesterday Krishna says, I am the taste of water. Just drink water and start to think, oh, Krishna, I'm drinking you, taste good. All right, take a short break and we'll come back. Now it's 8:43. Just take 2 or 3 minutes. By 8:44, 45, 46, we'll meet again. All right, take a short break. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we understand this. Anta kale cham eva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati sat mat bhavam. Mat means me bhavam. Okay, only me. Yati nastyatra sangshayaha. 8.6. Now let's look at this. But what happened if you don't think of him? Yam yang vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tang tam evaiti kaunteya sada tat bhava bhavitaha. 8.6. What Krishna says. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. All right. Whatever things, all right, when we're going to leave the body thinking about a house, property, or whatever desire you have, you will get that body without fail. All right. Now let's look at this this story here. When you see this photo, he's King Bharat. The country that the India was named Bharat because of him. All right. He's a great king. Okay, he's a great king. And okay, he's a great king. But what happened? After he finished his after he became old, all right, when his son grown up, what he did, he passed the kingdom to his son. He passed the kingdom to his son and he retired. That is what the Vedic system way, all right? The king will never work until the final breath. Until the son has grown up, the prince, once the prince become a young boy, all right, when he get all that, possibility of being a king, the king will pass the kingdom to him and he will retire, go to the forest. And he goes to the forest for him to retire from, forget everything, so that he can go into full consciousness of Krishna and leave the body. They call Vana Prastha. Vana means jungle, forest. Prastha means dweller. So this king went to that forest. When there he saw a pregnant deer was chased by a tiger. But when the tiger was about to catch the deer jumped, leaped, and fell into the when the deer leaped, it has a miscarriage, and the doe, the baby deer, born and fell into the river, got washed away. He started to saw, oh, how cruel is this nature. I am the king, so I need to protect every living entity. He jumped into the water and saved the baby deer, doe. They call it doe. After he saved the doe, he started to bring up the doe very nicely. He became so attached to the doe. Every day he's thinking about him, and he forget to do his duty. He's supposed to retire and become fully Krishna conscious. But he forget about that and start to get so attached to the deer. Right? At one day, the deer disappeared. The doe disappeared. He was searching hither and thither, going around looking, where's the deer? Where's the deer? Where's the deer? While he was doing that, he touched his head and he's dying. All right? While he was dying, he was just thinking, and suddenly the deer appeared. The doe appeared. Oh, my dear. Palm, he died. Right? And he took the form of a deer in his next birth. Even a great person. All right? So, that's why it says that whatever state of being one remembers, okay, he will attain that state without fail. 8.7. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anushmara yudhyacha mayyar pita mano buddhir mam evasyasya shangshayaha. He says, therefore, Arjuna. So now Krishna says, this is very important verse. If you can, you take a snapshot of this verse or mark in your book, 8.7. So what he says, therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. Krishna is saying to think him in the form of Krishna. He's not saying that you think me in the form of other expansion like Narayana, Vishnu or whatever. He says what? Always, you should. That means what? It's instruction. Always think of me in the form of Krishna. Why did Lord Shiva didn't come to remind the king? Of course, that is the pastime. Because after that, the king will be born as a doe, born as a deer. And after that, after the form of the deer, he will be born as a Jada Bharat. There's a long story about it in Srimad Bhagavatam. I was just thinking, someone will ask this question. Rajina Mataji, you are great. Maybe I thought too loud. You heard me, I think. All right. So that is that pastime in example, that a pastime that was created. Okay, created in this what they call in this Srimad Bhagavatam. But of course, all this happened in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. But in Kali Yuga, the Krishna says, Shiva says, he will come and remind you. Okay? Because when he born as a form of a deer, when he took a form of deer, he could remember his past life. And he regretted his act. And he went and stayed near the ashram of a rishi. He always engaged in meditating and listening to all that Vedic mantras in the form of a deer. After that, he gave up the form of a deer. The following birth, he'll born as a Jada Bharat. Jada means what they call Jadam. Jada means what they call in English. Dull-headed. Dull person, Bharat. All right, dull Bharat. Okay, dull-headed. So he born into a family of a Brahmana Vaishya, and he'll be very, very healthy and very strong. Okay. Since you asked that question, I will just give a brief instruction in this thing. So he will born as a Jada Bharat, and he remember his past life. He regretted. All right. As a deer, he remembered his past life, And as a what they call as a Jada Bharat, he also still remember his past life. So when he got back the form of a human, he doesn't want to make that mistake again. So he remained as a dull person. And the father always say, you are such a dull person, but even though well built. So what he do, he always like to go and gut at night, he will go and sit in a hut to gut what they call the farm, the rice field. At night, to prevent that wild boar, whatever, to come and destroy the thing, he'll go and sit there. So one day, a thief and the rogues, what happened? They are doing sacrifice for Bhatrakali. They're doing a human sacrifice. And the person that they're supposed to sacrifice, when they check the body, he has some defect. I think some happened in the toe or finger or something like that. Because he has a defect, he was rejected. Then they went out looking for another person to sacrifice for Bhatrakali. So when they go and search for him, at last, they found Jada Bharat. Jada Bharat is well built, tall, and very good looking, very handsome, perfectly built. And they're going to tell the person, I'm going to take you with me. He said, why? I'm going to slaughter you. I'm going to sacrifice you for Mother Bhatrakali. And Jada Bharat says, really? You want to slaughter me for that Mother Kali? Come, let's do it. And they got a shock. Huh? I'm going to kill you. Okay, come, no problem. Right? So no problem. Then let's do it. Let's do it. So he'll be walking in front. They're supposed to catch him and bring, but he'll be walking in front. Right? At the place where there's a Bhatrakali, 10-handed Bhatrakali will be there, a very gory form. And they put Jada Bharat when they're about to take the thing and about to kill, and Bhatrakali will burst out from the form of deity and kill all the rogues. Do you remember that story, Rajina Mataji? Do you remember the story? Have you heard about this story? Are you there, Rajina? Hey, how come I don't see you? Oh, she left or what? She got disconnected. Alama.
Yeah, I
She
think
asked.
her line was.
Oh, okay. She asked that question. Anyway, so this story is in Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's look at 7. He said, therefore, Arjuna, can you sit properly and listen? Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. So Krishna is giving instruction to Arjuna and also giving instruction to us that Krishna is a form and is not a light. It's not, we cannot deny that Krishna don't have a form. The formless God. No. Krishna says you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. All right. It's a direct instruction. People ask, did Krishna say that? What? Everything is equal. Everything is same. But why did Krishna say to think of him in the form of Krishna? Right. And at the same time, say think of him in the form of Krishna. At the same time, carry out your prescribed duty. Your prescribed duty of fighting. So how about for us? We have to think Krishna in the form of Krishna, and we have to carry on with our prescribed duty, job. Okay. Now, after that, what Krishna says, with your activities dedicated to me. Remember, I told you, you go to work, dedicate everything to Krishna. You get your salary, dedicate some for Krishna. Right? So we are doing book distribution. We are planning to print Chinese books. If you think you want to help us, please be my guest, because I think we need 7,000 ringgit, something like that, to produce Chinese books, because I'm in charge of Chinese preaching. Right? If any of you think that you really want to help us to distribute, we want to give that mercy of this to the Chinese community, please come and help us. You know why? It's predicted. The Chinese will be last to join that Krishna conscious. But once they join, they're going to conquer the world. If you want to conquer, you want to be the part of the history that's going to make the whole world Krishna conscious, the Chinese preaching effort is the only way. So I'm in charge. And of course, this Trivikram Prabhu is the chair, he was a person in charge. The last Radha Yatra, he just put me a garland and says, you are the president of Chinese preaching. Anyway, so that's not the thing, but the most important is the effort to preach to the Chinese needs a lot of effort. And the books are banned in China. So we are doing Cheta Rompa. We have got some books. We are just scan and print. We are going to print 1,000 books. Per book costs 7 ringgit. Right? So you can do that. If you think you want to help us, you want to do something for Krishna, a legacy that's going to carry on, the legacy, that means you are planting a seed that's going to turn into a banyan tree, and that banyan tree is going to last for the next 10,000 years. It's going to give shelter. And if you are the person going to be the instigator, imagine the amount of benefit that you're going to get is unbelievable. Of course, we don't want that benefit actually. Right? We want people to have that love of God. Right? And of course, we want to print in Chinese so that we can approach the Chinese. And out of 1,000 books, even one person becomes a pure devotee of the Lord. Your benefit, the amount of blessings that you're going to get is on. Okay, anyway, it's out of the topic. Anyway, I come to this point. So he says, with your activities, dedicate to me. Dedicate activities to me. All right, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me. How we can go to fix our mind and intelligence? How are we going to fix mind and intelligence? Huh?
Chant.
Speak out loud. Chanting, then reading Bhagavad Gita. Very good. My son is just beside me. So chanting and reading. Chanting means what? For what? For the mind or the intelligence? Very good. Chanting purifies the mind because the mind works in vibration. When someone come and call you cling, you get very angry. What is that word? The word that came out, it's vibrate, come into your mind, you get processed, you get very angry. When they call you cling, hey, call me cling. What is it? Just a word, only word. When someone come and tell you something very nasty until you cannot tahan, you go and commit suicide. What? The word. So the mind has to be purified by vibration. And that vibration is chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then the intelligence. How are you going to purify your intelligence? How? Yes, by Bhagavad Gita. When you read Bhagavad Gita, your intelligence gets purified. By doing that, your mind will be automatically fixed on. You will attain me without a doubt. Krishna assures you that. You have to. That means in order not to be born again, not to get stuck in some other things, you cannot refrain from not working, not doing your job. So Krishna says, do your job, do your duty, but dedicate everything to me. Number 2, engage your mind and intelligence. That means by chanting and reading Bhagavad Gita, engage it and also fixed on me. By doing this, this is the sublime way. And of course, he says also, you should remember me in the form of Krishna and nothing else. So by doing so, you will attain him. There's no doubt about it. (8.10). All right. What happened to the dhyana yogis? The yogi who like to meditate. 8.10 says, Prayana kale manasa chalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva bruvor madhye pranam aveshya samyak satang parang purusham upaiti divyam. Okay, Kiran Suri, you asked a good question. Can you think of God, the supreme being, nameless and faceless, and mention God before you die and reach Krishna? Of course, no. All right, you cannot think that I just like to go to somewhere, somehow, and you're going to end up in KL. No, you must have, even in this life, you must have a destination. First, you must have a destination. You want to go to KL. Second, you must decide what is that mode of transport you're going to take. You're going to take bus or train or car or whatever. All right. Everything has form. All right. It is not that suddenly you just think about nothing, do nothing, and end up you want to go to KL, but end up you go to KL. It doesn't work that way. All right. But at the same time, you say, God came to my life first. Only after that, I became devotee of Krishna. That's good. So that is the formless God. God is actually Krishna. All right. There's no difference between God and Krishna. All right. God means God. God is Krishna. All right. There's no difference. But initially, he came to you in the formless, and somehow or other, he took you to the form person. All right. Nice question. Anyway. All right. So what he says in 8:10, one who at the time of life air between the eyebrow. That means those who are doing yoga. Okay. At the time of death, they fix the thing in the eyebrow. And by the strength of yoga, with an undeviating mind, the mind is not deviated, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord, all right, in full devotion, will certainly attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is how the Dhyana Yogi attains. After so many practice from the Kundalini, he goes up and fix a thing here, all right, in that thing, he achieved Krishna. And how about Jnana Yogis, those who would like to read and study? Yat aksharam vedo vido vadanti vishanti yat yatayo vitaraga yat ichanto brahmacharyang charanti tate padang shangrahena pravakshe. Person who learn it in the Vedas, those who love to learn, who utter Omkara, okay, and who are great sages in the renounced order, that means they should be a sannyasi, enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. So in order to attain the Brahman, or attain the light, the Brahma Jyoti, right, merge into the light. So desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. First they have to be celibate, brahmacharyam. I shall now briefly explain to you the process which we can explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation. All right, now let's talk about Bhakti Yogi. Okay, from 11 to 13, of course, we discussed, but we are jumping. We go straight to Bhakti Yoga. So how about Bhakti Yoga? Ananya cheta satatang yomang shmarati nitshaya tasyahang sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yogina. So what Krishna says here? For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. See, it's very simple. Example, say like cleaning. As I say, cleaning for Krishna is one of the fantastic service you can do. You're cleaning up the place. When you clean up the place, what do you meditate? I'm cleaning the place for Krishna. When you're sitting and talking, what are you talking? You're talking Krishna Katha. You remember Krishna. When you start to offer some flowers, something to the deity of Krishna, you remember Krishna. When you're cooking, right? When you come to temple, when you cook, you cut all the vegetables, you are meditating on Krishna. When you are distributing Bhagavad Gita, distributing all this, you are meditating on Krishna. Just by the simple act of activity in Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, you remember Krishna without deviation. Right? So Krishna says, these are the people easy to obtain. That means you do not need to sit and study and all these things rest of your life and become a brahmachari sannyasi, and that also merge into the light. Not worth it. Or you sit and meditate after so long, your body ache and everything, you torture your body, then you bring everything, put it here, and with true severe meditation, you go to Krishna. So what Krishna says, Bhakti Yoga is the sublime method, Sulabha. Sulabha means easy. Sulabham. In Tamil, we call Sulabham, right? Sulabha. All right. Now, let's look at 8:15. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana shangshidim paramangata. So, what is dukkalayam? Dukkha means suffering. Alayam means place. Ashashvatam. So, now see what 8:15 Krishna says. After attaining me, Krishna says, what happens if you go back to Krishna? The great souls, Mahatma, all right? So, Napnuvanti Mahatmana. So, the great souls who are yogis in devotion, who are bhakti yogis. How? By cutting vegetable for Krishna, by cooking for Krishna, by cleaning the temple of Krishna, by distributing Bhagavad Gita, by chanting Hare Krishna, by reading Hare Krishna, by reading Bhagavad Gita, right? And by cooking food offered to Krishna, by eating food offered to Krishna in the form of prasadam. Just by doing this activity, what you become? You consider a great soul who are yogi in devotion. Krishna says, never return to this temporary world. Ashashvatam, temporary world, which is full of misery. Dukkalayam, dukkha means suffering, alayam means place. So this is the place of suffering. So Krishna says, this world which is full of miseries. Okay, there's no such thing. Just think about it. In 1 year, how many months were you happy? Think. Okay. In 1 month, 30 days, how many days are you happy? Were you happy? Okay. Never mind. In 1 week, how many days are you happy? Okay lah. In 1 day, how many hours you're happy? Think about it. Happiness is a very rare commodity. You can be happy just for a short moment of time. Right? Have you heard people say, especially my grandmother used to tell this, Romba sirikira ni aluva pora. Have you heard about it? You are smiling,
Prabhu,
you are
time.
huh? Who's that? Who's that saying?
Many times, Prabhu, I listen.
Right? Anyone else?
My mother always tell this.
Who's that? Sarina Kaur. Okay, your mother also say that. How about others?
The thing is,
Anyone heard about it?
What it means? What it means, Prabhu?
What? No,
Because my
what I'm saying
Tamil is
is,
not very good.
what I'm saying is, have you heard the old people used to say, you are
Okay.
laughing a lot, you're smiling a lot, you're going to cry.
Oh, okay.
You're smiling too much, you're laughing a lot. You know, sometimes when people laugh, ha 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 ha, you say, this fellow laughing too much. He's going to cry soon. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Regina? Regina Mataji, have you heard about that?
Yes, Prabhu. I've heard.
Oh, you so the oldies will tell that, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean? Kalaivani also says yes. Yeah, what does that mean? What does that mean? Happiness is a rare commodity. It only given to you as a drop, right? When we are living life full of bitterness, once in a blue moon, we'll get a little drop of honey. Once we get the little drop of honey, wow, so tastes good. And after that, we'll dwell in that honey while taking that bitter situation, right? Because this place is full of miseries, all right? So they will never return to this world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. And that highest perfection is simply engaging yourself in Krishna conscious activity, right? Like in Ipoh, we are having, those from Ipoh or nearby, we are having program every Sunday. Sunday is the day that you come and engage yourself by cooking, by using your talent. What is your talent? All right. In Thursday also, we're having a program. So you can come, express your talent. Okay, I got this talent. I'd like to use for Krishna. Yes, just do it. Right? Sri Ram, Rajina Mataji, Sarina Ko all comes to Ipoh. Like Krishi is from KL. Arul Prabhu, I'm not sure where you're from. Mahalakshmi, I'm not sure where you're from. I think Mahalakshmi, you're from Batugaja, right? All right. Kiran Suri is from Kampa. She comes to Ipoh. Kalaivani, you come to Ipoh. Praglad Prabhu, of course, Trinidad, Tobago. Kalaivani, Ipoh. Divya. Divya, you're from where? They are not around. So anyway, what I'm saying is, go to the nearest center available to you. If you are in KL area, go to SJM KL, Old Klang Road, Tamanyal, right? If you are in Penang, there's many centers, right? Okay, Divya, you're from KL, all right. So you can go to the nearest center in KL, which is SJM KL. And from Penang, you can go to the, oh, no problem, Divya, no problem at all. Right. So you can go to this SJM KL, you can go to the Todu in Penang. You can also go to this Bukit Murtajam, all the centers. So there are so many centers around you. Oh, Arul Prabhu, you're from PJ. I think PJ to Old Klang Road, I think it's not far. All right, it's quite near, I think. The Federal Highway. You take the Federal Highway, exit Old Klang Road. Before that, the Hanging Bridge, I think, the Sunway Bridge, the Hanging Bridge. Before that, you turn left, Old Klang Road. I think it's quite near ready for you. So what I'm saying is, whatever it is, every Sunday, at least once a week, dedicate your life. Sunday is the day, go and serve and have fun, have a party. We call Sunday feast, Sunday love feast, Sunday, what they call party. Don't cook at home. All right. Why you want to cook at home? Give a break. You know, sometimes when you cook at home, what do you play? Okay, Sunday is the day I'm resting day. I just eat something simple. Or let's go out and eat. Why not you go to the temple and have a feast? Like today, Radhastami afternoon, there was a farewell party. A devotee from Ipoh is now moving to, she's migrating to Malacca. So she had a farewell party. All right. So I was not known. Then suddenly they called me up. They said, Prabhu, I'm having a farewell party. Can you just come? I said, okay, I went. My God. And he says, let's celebrate Radhastami at the same time. I say, but we have not invited everyone. He says, it's okay. I mean, just among our friends and everything. They made 50 over items. Can you imagine? 50 over items today. Right? The main item is 20 and the Mahaprasadam is another 30. And everything they gave a little, oh my God, we became intoxicated with prasadam. 50 over varieties of food until I also cannot tahan already. All right. Can you imagine? So make a point. Come every Sunday. Don't cook at home. Come to a temple. Right? Come to the temple. Come to that our nearest ISKCON temple. And come and do what you can. And have a good lunch with us. All right? Have a feast. Virundu. Have a feast with us. Have a good lunch. after having a good lunch, and just go back home. Before that, if you like to come and do some seva, you do this. That is how. Just by doing this, eat till you faint is also devotional service. Of course, it's not recommended. But no harm done, right? Okay. I was telling them, my God, Mataji, what is this? Oh, Prabhu, no, this is a Telugu preparation of what? Gokra, something like that. Then a little, until I saw the plate. I said, my God, I was like, Pingsan Berdiri, fantastic. Right? Had a fantastic lunch. Like that. We would like to invite you. Go to the nearest ISKCON center. Join them. Right? And of course, you can still get connected with us because I'm going to do a lot of other programs coming on. So come and get connected. Just by doing this, you're online, you're on Zoom and everything, you can attain the highest perfection. No need to sit and meditate. No need to study a lot of literatures. No? Remember the song I just now sang? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Muda Pade. Muda Pade means what? Mutta Payale. Hey, fool. Worship Govinda, worship Govinda, worship Govinda. Right? What happened? In Kasi, Adi Shankara with his disciple were traveling in Kasi. You know Adi Shankara? Right? Adi Shankara was traveling in Kasi with his disciple. And while he was going, he saw one grand old man, a very frail old man, very old. He's sitting and doing research about Sanskrit grammar. Like sometimes, that like Tamil poets, until they are grand old, they like to do some research about Tamil language or Hindi language or something. So he was sitting and doing research on Sanskrit language. Right? When he saw that frail old man that going to die anytime, he was very old, very frail. When he saw that, he get annoyed. And he sang this song out of annoyance. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Muda Pade, hey Muttalo fool. Worship Govinda, worship Govinda, worship Govinda. At this old age, you are trying to do research on Sanskrit. What are you going to achieve? The song. After that, the song. You can even look at the translation in Google. Bhaja Govindam translation. What is the point you're doing all this research? It's not going to save you. You're going to die anytime, So something like that. So that means, in other words, what I'm saying is, just by chanting, just by doing all this, you can attain the highest perfection. Right? Okay. Now, 16. Brahma bhuvana loka punar avartinorjuna mam upetyatu kaunteya punar janmana vidyate. Now Krishna is saying another thing. From the highest planet in the material world, that is Brahma Loka, where Lord Brahma stays, to the lowest hellish planet, Patala Loka. All the places are misery. Everywhere is suffering. So in between is heaven. You think you're going to have fun in heaven? No, you're not. All right? Wherein, what is the suffering? Where there's a repeated birth and death take place. First we born, right? Then after that, birth, old age. After we born, we're going to get old. All our beauty going to get lost. All our luster is going to be gone. All right? And in between also, you're going to have a lot of disease. Birth, old age, disease, and eventually death. These four process happens in everywhere from Brahma Loka up to this thing. Like now, Lord Brahma is 50 years old. Right? 50 years old. Earth years is how much? 160 trillion, 40 billion years. Right? So, even Lord Brahma, he got another 50 years to go. So, even Lord Brahma up to the lowest Patala Loka in the hellish kingdom, everywhere you only can see these four things: birth, death, old age, and disease. All right? So Krishna says, that means from the material world to the lowest, all the places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. Because to be born again, to die again is so terrible. Remember, we watched that video yesterday, right? But birth and death, okay, we have taken so many times. Okay, we born so many times, we died so many. Okay, we are so used to it. We are veteran borner and veteran dyer. Right? We have born millions of times, we have died millions of times. So what? So no big deal. Fair enough. But you know what is the most miserable thing? Because people used to ask me, since you have said that we have born so many times, we die so many times, so what's the big deal? So what? Okay, that's no big deal. But let me tell you something. Even born, birth, and death is something so used to it. But one thing that people really don't like, two things really people don't like is old age and disease. People don't like to get old. They always like to look good. And people don't like to go into disease. Right? Okay. But one who attains my abode, Krishna says, but one who attains my abode, that means those who go and achieve him in Goloka Vrindavan, O son of Kunti, never take birth again. You're going to suspend this process. You're going to stop this process from further. All right. Now, let's look at 8:17. All right. Okay. This is okay. Now, these two, Brahma's life and also this one, we'll discuss in our next slide. 8:21. Avaktyakshara ityuktas tamahum paramam gatim yang prapana nivartante taddama paramang mama. That which the Vedantis describe as unmanifest and infallible, that which is known as the supreme destination, that place from which having attained one will never return, that is my supreme abode. So Krishna says, the Vedantis always describe the place which is unmanifest, infallible, okay, which is known as a supreme destination. He was telling, all that places, actually all that is my supreme abode. Krishna says, that is my place. All right, 8:28. Vedesu yaknesu tapasu chaiva danesu yat punya palang pradistam atyeti tat sarvang idang viditva yogi parang stanam upaiti chadyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service, never bereft of the result derived from the studying of the Vedas, performing sacrifice, undergoing austerity, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these. At the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Remember, I told you from the Karma Yoga, we straight jump to Bhakti Yoga. We cut the two things in between, Gyana and Dhyana. That means knowledge acquiring and also sacrifice. All right. This is so we say, don't do all this. Straight away go to Bhakti Yoga. But what happened to that? Is it worth it? So Krishna says here, a person who accepts the path of devotional service. That means you're from down, you straight away jump there. So you are not bereft. That means it's not necessary that you didn't lose. You are losing it. No, you don't lose it. You still get the benefit of studying the Vedas, performing sacrifice, undergoing austerity, giving charity, pursuing philosophy, and fruitive activities. All is taken care. Simply by performing devotional service. Simply by performing devotional, all these things considered done. Okay. And he attains all these. At the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Right? So that's the thing. So we end the session here. So about these and others, we will discuss maybe tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow is what day? Eh? Tomorrow is Thursday. Oh, tomorrow no class. Thursday. We will discuss on Friday. All right. Because tomorrow we are having a Namahat program. So Thursday, we will, Friday, I will discuss about the material creation and the story of Ajamila. Okay. Because today we have already overshoot the time, because that is going to take another half an hour to 45 minutes. So this thing. All right. So we end the session here. Is there any questions, any comment? So I hope you enjoyed the class. And I think this is I'm really excited about this class. Maybe today by the effect of Radhastami. And for Prahlad Prabhu, you're fasting now. We are already fasted, because for him it's 9:20 in the morning. Right? So we have already enjoyed.
Prabhu. I have
We have
now
already
begun my
enjoyed. We are
fast
done.
observance. Hari Bol.
Sorry? Yeah, Prabhu. Because of the mercy of Prabhupada, 24 hours people are worshipping Krishna. Now we have already settled. Now they are starting over that side. America, they are starting. We are already ending. All right. When tomorrow we're going to start, they are ending. No, just like 24 hours, the whole world is chanting and engaged in bhakti. All right. So, okay. So it's 9:24. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay. No problem, Prabhu. My pleasure. And today is a fantastic day. And I'm so excited. I believe that chapter 8 is a very important chapter. Please do me a favor. Go back and read your chapter 8. Okay. Read the purport. Read the purport especially. Because chapter 8 is a very, very auspicious chapter. And today is Gita. Today is Radhastami. On this auspicious day, don't miss this opportunity and utilize this day to study chapter 8. All right. After we finish all this course, I will share with you the benefit of reading chapter 1 to chapter 18. All right. So till then, have a beautiful day. Wish you all the best, and wish you Sri Radhastami festival. Okay. In that mode, we will end here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnavyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Good night.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Oh Ranga. Hari Bol.